Right, going a little further afield now. These next few pictures from other parts of the UK, not all that far away. The one on this side on the right is a common spotted orchid. It's one of the kinds of wild orchid that we get growing in the UK. I think I took that down at Canvey Island. And then the one on the left is, which has got lots of insects on it as well, as you see, is a pyramidal orchid, and I took that at Bellis Woods Country Park near Aveley. Now, where's Dot? Right, frog time. This is the taken at the same place that I took the earlier photo. This is a marsh frog. Again, this is another non-native species that has become quite common in the southeast. And when they call, they make a weird sort of sound, a little bit like if you scratch a nail along a piece of rigged, you know, when you used to do percussion at school, they make a sound a little bit like that. And that's another one of the same species, marsh frog. Are you happy now, Dot? Lovely marsh frog. That was again at Davy Down, just about a mile or so north of Lakeside Shopping Centre. A bit further east, down in East Tilbury, a few years ago I took this photo. A friend of mine had a project where he was encouraging water voles, and I took this photo there. Water vole, that's the ratty of Wind in the Willows, but it's not a rat at all. Water vole has a shorter, blunter face, and the tail is shorter. Yeah, that's water vole. This, we saw a grey heron earlier. This is a related species. This is the little egret. This is one of 5 different types of white heron-like bird that we get in the UK. We get the little egret, we get the great white egret, we get spoonbills, and we get cattle egrets. But this is the great white egret, and that was taken at Rainham Marshes RSPB Reserve. Going a bit further afield now to Norfolk. Here's a quartet of insects, 3 dragonflies and a damselfly. The damselfly is the one down in the bottom right hand corner here, and it's a banded demoiselle damselfly. And the other 3, diagonally opposite, the top left, we've got a ruddy darter. No, I'm not swearing, that's actually what it's called. And the other one at the top there is a common darter, which is a related species. And bottom left, we've got a migrant hawker. You can tell the difference between dragonflies and damselflies because dragonflies normally tend to hold their wings out straight like that, whereas damselflies tend to have them folded upwards on their back like that. And also, if you look at their heads, the damselflies have got much more bulbous eyes that sort of stick out beyond their heads. But that was at Hickling Broad in Norfolk. Right, moths again now. 2 quite similar looking species, but they're different. The one on this side, on the right hand side, is the cinnabar moth. I was telling you about the caterpillars earlier that eat the ragwort leaves. This is the adult. The moth over on the left there is a 6-spot burnet moth. The flower it's on is marjoram. Yeah, they look quite similar, but the cinnabar has the red bar along the front of the wings, whereas the 6-spot burnet doesn't. Also, when they fly quite differently. The cinnabar moth flies quite like a butterfly, whereas the 6-spot burnet moth has got much faster wing beats, much faster. But yeah, really colourful moths there. Right, sometimes it's not about any particular animal or plant that you're looking at. Sometimes it can just be the way God's light is shining or lighting up a scene. So here we see some beauty within the M25. This is Dagenham Chase, just before sunrise, down at the Bardag Lake there, and then up in Havering. Now, a few years ago, I saw a programme on the TV that showed a number 86 bus, right, our local bus, at night with deer wandering around it. I thought, where on earth is that? It's up in Harold Hill, because at night time the night bus goes all the way up to Harold, goes past Romford all the way up to Harold Hill, near to Dagenham Park, or the Manor as it's also known locally, and there are fallow deer that wander around the housing estate of a night. And this is in the park, shot against the light. Yep, shot against the light. You can even see the breath of the deer being caught by the light there. I actually called this one fallow breath. It's a young fallow deer. Back to my garden for this one. That's the light shining through some honeysuckle leaves. Very simple photo, but it's as much about the light as it is about the subject. Same with this one up at Bedford's Park. It's all about the light shining through the autumn leaves there on a bramble. Over to Dagenham Chase again for this one. It's not a black swan, it's a normal white mute swan, but with the photo taken with it silhouetted against the golden light reflecting off the water. And for my last photo, don't need fancy big cameras to take good photos if you know what you're doing. This was just taken on a 5-year-old budget smartphone, low down to the ground, the light reflecting off the sand. That was at Hunstanton in Norfolk, northwest Norfolk. So, you know, it's all about what the light is doing in the photo there, God's light. So that's that. I'm going to finish off with a short video. And thank you once again for your patience. It's the first week of November and it's just after 10 to 7 in the morning, and I've come down to East Brookend Country Park, stroke Dagenham Chase. I just want to try and capture some of the early morning ambience. You can see the underside of the clouds is kissed pink by the still yet to rise sun. Having paused briefly beside the visitor centre to take in the view across the dew-soaked plain, I head down to the Bardag Angling Lake to take up position facing the sunrise across the lake. The tranquil beauty of the scene which greets me makes it easy for me to forget that I'm 4.5 miles inside the M25 London orbital motorway. It's all gone a bit grey again now, but you can see the mist drifting across the surface of the water.
As I watch for heron through the mist on this early November morning, I'm surprised to hear the song of a chiff-chaff. Meanwhile, the mist itself is condensing onto the autumn leaves and dripping into the shallows. Leaving the lake, I head across the grassland with the now familiar calls of ring-necked parakeet above me. I'm heading for the area known as the Slack. Here we find a number of lapwing, Canada geese, a grazing horse on furlough from the nearby riding school, black-headed gulls, and a pair of shoveler. Well, I think it's about time to wrap things up, but I'll leave you with a reminder of the wonderful colour I enjoyed at sunrise, the beautiful sky which greeted me on my arrival. Thanks for joining me today on Naturally Curious UK. Until next time, God bless, stay well, and keep enjoying the wonders of nature where you are.
Yeah, what he said. You're welcome. Thank you.
I'm sure we all enjoyed that.